Hey, Bridge.
Hey, you ready for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the Threesome Show. It's Bridget and Dawn. How you been, Dawn?
I've been good. How about you?
I've been good.
Um,
So, what's up?
so I ran in a I ran in a 5K, the Shamrock 5K this Sunday.
Oh, you did?
Yes, and my body is tore up. My body let me
Hey.
know that I am definitely 50 years old. My calves hurt. My back was hurting. Um, I had to hang on to my girl the last
hmm
mile of the
She,
damn race because my
she did
back
it
was
with you?
hurting. Yeah, she did. So she does it all the time.
What's up?
She's she's actually preparing for a 10K now, and then she wants to do another half marathon. She did it before. She want to do another half marathon. I think next year or October. So I'm gonna cheer her on that one. I'm gonna be right there on the sidelines.
You supposed to be doing with her just like she supported you.
Yeah, running is not gonna be for me. I'll drive to the finish line and wait for her there.
You so petty. I'm supposed to be doing one too. It's in I think next month. Yeah, April.
Okay, the 10K.
Yeah. No, it's a 5K for my niece's
Okay.
school. So I'm gonna do it with her.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Um, so today we're gonna be having a full episode about the benefits of marriage. And Dawn actually has been married before. So Dawn,
Yes.
please tell us the pros. You can also tell us the cons if you want to.
So I'm actually a big proponent for marriage.
Okay.
The pros of marriage to me outweighs the cons. Um,
Okay.
you really only run into the cons in marriage if you still want to be out there in the street running around. Like if you've become settled, and in yourself and you chill with just spending time with one person,
Mm-hmm.
then there's nothing but benefits. Like there's financial benefits. Um, there is, of course, the benefit of not having to worry about running out there and catching a disease,
Mm-hmm.
as long as neither one of y'all are cheating. And
Right.
if you're gonna be cheating, then don't get married. So
Right. Yeah. It seems like a lot of married people be cheating though.
yeah, they do, and there's reasons behind that. Um,
Okay.
and we're gonna definitely talk about the reasons because there's benefits to getting married if you do marriage right. Um, so one thing that causes people to go out there and cheat is not being fulfilled at home.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so for a woman, not being fulfilled at home might be she's not being treated right at home. She's not being appreciated at home. And as soon as that first guy out there shows her appreciation, then her mind is going to already be open to cheating.
Okay.
Um, for guys, and I'm gonna give this from a guy's standpoint, we really only want three things, four things.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
want sex,
Mm-hmm.
we want to eat food,
Mm-hmm.
um, we want peace, and we want respect. And that's really
Okay.
it. Like if you can do those things for your man, um, then unless your man is just a dog, then he's gonna be cool. Hold on, what we got?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big one. Oh my God, a lot of married folks cheat. I don't condone cheating, but I mean, how long am I supposed to tell you you're messing up? Hmm. See, that's the thing. That's the thing right there. It's it's not only telling somebody that they're messing up, but it's presenting it in the right way. If you present it as you, then their ears are going to be closed. But if you tell them this is how I felt when you did X Y Z, or this is how I feel given the fact that we're not growing as a couple, um, it's usually received better. What we got?
Yeah.
Even if you give him everything he requests, he still cheat if he wants to. Yeah, so he'll still cheat if he's just a dog. Like if he's a dog or if she's a dog, because I don't want to beat up on the dudes. I'm still on
Oh
the guy's
yeah.
side, but
Yeah.
it
Women definitely be out here cheating too.
and they do it better. Damn, they do
Oh
it better.
yeah. Women taking it to the grave, they more sneakier.
Hmm
Not me, but I'm just speaking about other women because it definitely
Be-
be happening.
because a lot of guys are not focused on their women enough to even realize that they're cheating.
Hmm.
So they're sitting there not paying attention to her, which is really what's causing her to cheat. Um, Try everything you can. If you feel the need to cheat, the need to break up should be stronger. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Um, it's just it's building a strong foundation in a marriage.
Hmm.
It will definitely curtail a lot of the fussing and arguing. But if your foundation for your marriage is just simply sex or just the financial gain, eventually that's gonna get old. You gotta have a
Right.
strong foundation. Like you gotta be able to build on something.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I mean, I've never been married, but you know, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I do my homework. But I don't
So
know. I just
go
like
ahead.
I want to be married because like I just want like a life partner. I want my best friend. I don't feel like I do have female friends, but I just don't feel like I've like found my best friend. I feel like my best friend will be my partner. Um, and I feel like, you know, that's like I want to be married. I just want to find my partner, somebody I can like have fun with, live my life with, get old with, um, you know, build with.
Absolutely. Like that's the thing. Finding somebody who is your best friend, somebody who
Yeah.
you can tell everything to. No
Yeah.
secrets.
Right.
Everything can be shared out in the open. If you
Yeah.
can't, if you can't share your innermost thoughts with the person that you're with, they're probably not the person you want to marry because they're going to be there
Right.
forever. And if they're going to
Right.
judge you, then you can't be with them.
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like a partner should definitely like your marriage partner should be the your biggest support system, you know.
Hmm
I feel like that's a very important thing when it comes to marriage. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a lot of benefits in marriage. Like we talked about this some, you know, with the last episode, but it's like share responsibilities. Like even when you're single, like you know, you got to cook, clean, you got to do everything by yourself. But like when you're married, you have someone to help you. You know what I'm saying? With all the responsibilities within your household. Um, You know, I feel like it's easier when you have, like, I don't want to just, because marriage isn't just about income or money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, someone said partnership. It's about partnership, but it's like a good thing when it's like you can put your money with someone, y'all can set it aside for goals, whether it's a house or for retirement, you know, and I feel like that is like should be like the end goal of marriage is like we build in for our home, our children, either like to set your children up, um, and then ultimately for retirement, you know, which I feel like a lot of people don't prepare themselves for. I
Not
feel
at
like
all.
a lot of people you know, they don't think about like retirement when they get old, you know, things like that.
And just the fact of when you get old, like who wants to
Hmm.
be, the person that's home, that's in a house. Okay, so you was able to get a house by yourself. You was able to do
Right,
everything by yourself. And when you get old, you sitting there by yourself.
right,
Like
looking
who
at a
wants to
wall.
be that person? Exactly. You want to have
Right,
somebody to
yeah,
share those later years with.
right,
Um, so that's definitely one of the benefits of getting married is if you marry your best friend and
right,
it's somebody who you can spend time with, um, then when you get old
Right.
and you're retired, you have somebody to spend those later years with. But when
Right.
you're young, you don't think about that. You like, you here
Mm-mm.
today, you could be gone
Right.
tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Cause you outside, but it's like my grandfather, and my grandmother, I don't know exactly how long it might have been like 30 years. They've been married, they was married for a long time, but she passed away probably like 2015 or 16.
Okay.
And he just did not realize that like the moment that she will be gone, like he lost his best friend,
Mm-hmm.
he'd be like extremely lonely, um, and it's just like for people who don't have a spouse, like, some people don't realize like older people get very, very lonely. They need someone to talk to. Um, and I feel like if you don't have that, like you might be miserable in your later years in life.
So, not you might be miserable, but you more than likely will be miserable,
Yeah.
because if you don't have anybody to bounce things off of, um, just have conversations, and that's not just when you get old, just like throughout life.
Right.
When you have an accomplishment, if you have somebody who you can speak to, and talk about that accomplishment with somebody who is cheering you on,
Yeah.
and yeah, your friends can do it, but it's not the same.
Right.
It's not the
So
same thing.
what do you feel like are cons of being married?
So one of the biggest cons of jumping into a marriage, is not vetting that person fully.
Mm, okay.
Um, when you are on in the dating phase, conversations about marriage should come up,
Mhm.
because you want to know if that's something that someone's open to, especially if that's what you want to do.
Right.
Then you want to make sure that that person is open to getting married. Okay, so if you were married, how often do you need to go out?
Yeah.
Do you need to go out with your friends every weekend? Because that's not a marriage.
Yeah.
That's somebody who you cohabitating with. You just have a license for it. But those are conversations that definitely need to be had, because one of the biggest cons and one of the things that cause people to get divorced is you get into a marriage and you're both living two separate lives.
Mhm.
Yeah, you share a home, you share responsibilities, but you're living two separate lives, and that's
Yeah.
that's definitely a recipe for divorce. Um, Another con for getting married, and we'll definitely speak to the financial aspect, is marrying someone who's not financially stable.
Okay.
Because when you marry somebody, you marry their finances as well. It's
Mhm.
no longer, well, your bills are your bills, my bills are my bills. You should both be working towards financial, responsibility. And if you marry somebody who, okay, so their credit score is like 400, um, they can't keep a car, they can't pay their bills, but you want to marry into that, like
Right.
that's just all bad.
Right. So I do have a question. What do you feel like are necessary steps that two people should take before they get married and make it official? Like what things do they absolutely need to do together?
So the biggest thing you need to sit down and do, during that not so much dating phase, but that committed relationship phase before you
Mhm.
even get engaged. Sit down and talk finances. Talk about, um, who's stronger when it comes to paying the bills. If you're both
Okay.
strong, then you both sit down and you go over the bills. But if one person is paying the bills, and the other person's just like, yo, I'm gonna give you all the money. I'll give you every dime I got. Just make sure the
Right.
bills are paid. If that person is strong in paying bills, then so be it.
Right.
But the downside to that, if your car is repossessed in the dating phase, yeah, red flag. If the car's getting repossessed, your car is gonna be next once you get married. So just
Right.
um, but sit down and have those conversations, those open conversations about finances. You know, how
Hmm.
deep are you in debt? How deep am I in debt? And let's put together a plan to
Yeah.
both get out of debt, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not, okay, well you over there, you need to get yourself out of debt. I'm gonna go over here and get myself out of debt. No, you figure out how can we put our money together to get
Hmm.
both of ourselves out of debt. Because when you
Okay.
get married, you marry that debt, whether it's yours or not.
Yeah.
Um, as soon as you say I do, and that marriage license is signed, their debt is your debt.
Do you think that, because I know people, everyone's going to have some sort of debt. Some people
Hmm.
have student loans. If you have a car that's not paid off, that's technically being in debt. Um, some people have credit cards. Do you feel like before you get married, y'all should both tackle your debt before you go into it? Just like as if you was to buy a house. It's not smart to have a whole bunch of debt and buy a house. So most people would pay your debt off before you buy a house, you know.
So you
So
can't have a lot of debt when you buy a house. So
yeah,
when you go to buy a house, there's delinquent debt is the problem. Yeah. So yeah, current debt is not the problem. Delinquent debt is the problem.
mm,
So when you go to buy a house, um, either you're both going to work together to clean all your debt, because any
yeah,
debt that you have changes the amount of house that you can purchase.
yeah,
And certain debt, they won't even let you buy a house if you have that debt. Like if you have
right,
tax debt, you can't buy a house with tax debt, because if you fall behind, then the IRS can come and seize your house, and the bank is like, I'm out of my money.
right.
So there's certain debts that you have to get cleared up, but there's certain
Hmm.
debt that you should get cleared up. Um,
Yeah. Like before you get married, like do you feel like someone has like a large amount of student loans and maybe the other person only has like a car loan out? Do you feel like it's fair that they go into the marriage with like one person having a higher amount of debt versus someone else? Do you feel like those should be things that y'all do before y'all get married so that when y'all get married y'all have a clean slate?
so it's really really hard to have a full clean slate. There's certain debt that you're just gonna have, that you're gonna be carrying.
Yeah,
Student loan is
right.
one of them.
Yeah.
Um, so when you sit down, it, first of all, when you're in a committed relationship and you're moving towards a stage of marriage,
Mhm.
there is no your debt is your debt and my debt is my
It's
debt.
ours, yeah.
It's our debt. Let's figure out how to get it cleaned up, or at least make it all current.
Yeah.
Um, so if it's all current and everything is in place, when you go to buy a house with your spouse, then it's both of y'all income going towards the house.
Right.
Now here's the downside. When one person is sitting in debt and they're trying to tackle that debt all by themselves, then when you go to buy a house, one person's going to be able to be on that mortgage and not both of y'all.
Right.
And that's cool if that's the person you can trust. Um, if you can trust that person and you can be like, yo, we're going to spend both of our money, clean up all your debt, right? And when we
Mhm.
clean up all your debt, then you're going to go ahead and go out for the house, but you also have to have the income for that house.
Yeah.
Um, the best way to do it is you sit down, you put all your debt on the table, and then you figure out how to clean that debt up as much as you can. And anything that you can't totally pay off, make sure it's current.
Yeah.
I used to listen to the show on the radio, um, and his name is Dave Ramsey. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. And he would talk about how couples, the only debt that a couple should have is their house.
Okay, yeah.
So he was like, as a matter of fact, his saying was the house should be the new BMW. So that's the only thing that you should be paying for. Your car should be paid off, student loan should
Mhm.
be paid off, credit card should be null and void, paid off. And his thing was, if you control your debt that way, then if your house is the only debt that you have,
Mhm.
then you can live within your means.
Yeah.
But if you're financing everything, if everything goes on a credit card,
Mhm.
then you're really not enjoying yourself now, and you're setting yourself up to not be able to enjoy your future.
Yeah.
So he has this thing, and I implore any couple that listens to this show who plans on getting married, definitely his name is Dave Ramsey. I kind of live by a lot of things that he says. Um, so check him out. You take all of your debt from highest to lowest, right? And then you create a pyramid,
Mhm.
lowest debt being at the top, highest debt being at the bottom, and then you flip it upside down. And as a couple, you start taking care of your lowest debt first, and you keep going up like that until you take care of your highest debt. And the reason for that is you start to see that you have accomplishment. So if you try to take care of your highest debt first, you'll always be
Mhm.
tackling that highest debt. But if you take
Right.
care of your lowest debt first, then it's like, okay, we accomplished something. We
Yeah.
Debt snowball. Okay. Yeah, so and debt is a huge snowball. And when you get into a relationship, whoo, that snowball grows and grows. Because if you have debt when you get into a relationship, let's say before we get to the marriage phase,
Okay.
before you get to the marriage phase, you're in the committed relationship phase. What's the one thing committed relationships do? They go out. They go
Yeah.
to dinner. They go shopping together. If
Yeah.
that's your best friend, you go shopping together.
Right.
And you're building more debt because you're just basically putting stuff on a credit card. But if you sit down and you have the conversation, like we have an end goal, and our
Mhm.
end goal is a house, both of our cars paid off, our
Mhm.
student loans paid off. If you have an end goal and you work towards that end goal together
Mhm.
without frustration, oh, that's the person you should marry. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, that's your marriage partner right there.
Yeah. Um. So let me see. Like, so say if someone was getting married and they're in the process of planning a wedding. No, matter of fact, I got a better question. When you're married, do you believe in just one joint account? Because me personally, even though I've never been married, I feel like if I was to be, you laughing, I'm gonna be married one day though, y'all. Um, I'm gonna be somebody's wife. Um, I feel like married couples should have three accounts. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you should have your own account. I should have my own account, and then I feel like we should have a joint account, and our joint account can be something that we both agree on, either every month that we're both gonna put a certain amount into the account, and that's gonna be towards. It could be towards the bills or like goals, um, things that we want, or retirement, or for vacation money. Um, Yes. So someone said we can have a joint account, but that cannot be my only account. And I'm not saying because, and I told my grandfather this before, that I feel like people should have three accounts. And my grandfather like, well, if you feel like you need three accounts, then you shouldn't be getting married. But I'm explaining to him that times are different. Like if I get married to someone, my mentality is to be in it for the long run. But I can't control if a man step out on me, or if a man just want to leave. So I feel like we should always have our own accounts just in case, even though that's not in the plan. But we also have a joint account that we both put the same amount of money in for our marriage. So you tell me,
So,
since you've been married before, what you think about that.
so yes, you should definitely have three accounts, but not for the
Okay.
reason that you said though. Not as a
Okay.
safety net. Not as a safety net.
Okay.
Because
Why?
if it's a safety net, you're planning for the end. And that's the
No,
wrong way to
I'm
go in.
not planning
But
for the end, but it's just like times are different. We talked about the last time, like the divorce rate amongst Black people is the highest.
it's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? So if I say I do to someone, I'm not doing that with the intentions of I plan to get divorced. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm just off. Like the thing is, you never know. It's been people that been together for 25 years, and then it's like they get divorced, and most of them do it wait to get divorced because it's like, all right, now our kids is grown or something, you know. And then it's like they're either arguing over how we gonna split this. This is mine. This is yours, type of thing, you know. So I feel like I don't want to say like if something happens, but you just never know. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel, and then
So
it's like
the
what if I, sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but like, all right, what if we just have one joint account, and then you know, hopefully the man isn't a control freak, but what if he's like a super control freak, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
so
oh, I
reason
feel like it's
for
safe.
having three accounts, right?
I'm listening.
So you have your main account, which is the household account. In that
Okay.
account goes, of course, the money for the bills, but that's also where you pull from your savings from.
Okay.
So what you do is you put enough into that account to where you have an overage at the end of the month. You pull from that, that goes into your savings, and you save up for that, for, trips, joint family vacations, things like that, joint trips.
Yeah.
You have your separate accounts for your miscellaneous spending.
Mm.
And the reason that you want to have that for your miscellaneous spending is because everybody's had that relationship. Unfortunately, everybody's
Mm.
had that relationship where one person's good with money and one person just like, yo, I like to shop, I like to go out and do. Okay, so
Right.
you can shop out of your account. If you
Yeah.
run out of money out of your account, you've run out of shopping money.
Yeah.
That's also like your miscellaneous spending, like your gas and things of that nature. That shouldn't be
Yeah.
tied into the bills because one person might drive around more with their
Mm.
friends or, drive around more with their family. And the other person's like, well, my gas lasts me a month, you
Right.
know? Um, but so your individual accounts is more for your miscellaneous spending.
Mhm.
Your joint account is for the household bills and savings.
Okay.
Um, Now, I had a guy who came to me real. I was calling him about my bank account one day, and he was an older dude. Um, and he was like, him and his wife, they take a vacation together every year, so
Mhm.
that comes out of their main account. But they also take separate vacations. So she takes vacations with her girls.
Mhm.
He's supposed to take it with his boys. He normally takes it by himself because he don't like his boys like that.
Mhm.
Um, and he was like, so every time he gets paid, he sets aside money in his personal account. He has a
Mhm.
savings account on that account, which he calls Aruba. And he goes to Aruba every year.
Okay.
She usually goes on a cruise with her girlfriends. Um, and that's your separate account situation. So you have a joint
Yeah.
account where you're saving for bigger things.
Yeah.
You have your separate account where you're also saving for things that you might want to do yourself.
Right.
Um, you might want to go out and put rims on your car. That shouldn't come out
Mhm.
of the household account. That's not a household
Yeah.
bill. That's for you
Yeah.
to it's for you to go out and floss. Why should that come out of the household money?
Right.
Um, it should be that the household account, the main account, is
Mhm.
more so for things that you're going to do together and things that you're going to do to advance the relationship, advance the marriage,
Yeah.
buy a house. Um, I would definitely prefer that all of the cars are paid off. But for me, that's a problem because I get tired of cars real quick.
Mhm.
I get tired of cars. If I have a car 3 years, it's too long already. I need another car. I
Oh
hate a car.
Lord.
If I have it for 3 years, I'm like, yo, this is old. I need something
Mm-mm.
newer.
Cars
Um,
aren't investments to me.
their cars are a bad investment. Cars are
Yeah.
that's the worst investment. It depreciates. It's never gonna well, if you have it for 20 or so years, it might appreciate in value. Cars are the worst investment.
Yeah.
A house is a good investment. 401k, um, IRAs, like things like that is the things that you should invest in as a couple.
Right.
If I want to get a car every 2 years, then that's kind of on me. That's not out of the household. That's on
Yeah.
me. That's my problem. That's not your problem because the woman might have a car for 10 years
I
and
had my
she's
car for
comfortable with
7.
that. 7 years with a car? Good
Yep.
God. It's
Rhonda,
still
she's still
driving?
pushing. Yep, she sure is. Take care of my baby.
Yo, that's crazy. 7 years with a car?
We ride until the
No.
wheels fall off because it's like
Oh
no car
no.
payment. You feel me? Like I paid her off
Yeah.
early, and yeah, like I'll keep her forever. She's still riding. What's up?
I had a
Like,
car that I actually had long enough to pay it off. I had one car payment left,
mm-hmm,
and I traded that mother in for another car
mm-mm,
because I was like, I gotta get something new. I've been in this too long.
yeah. Uh, mm, I mean, I don't know. I just,
But
like,
go
more
ahead.
so on like cars.
And that's more so a guy thing. Like
Yeah,
guys will spend more money either building up their car or getting a new car.
yeah,
Um, Most women will get a car, get comfortable with it, and just be like, like you said, I'm gonna ride this car till the wheels fall
yeah,
off. But that's the way it should be. Cars
mm-hmm,
are a bad investment.
yeah,
I would invest in sneakers before I invest in a car, honestly,
yeah, yeah,
because sneakers you could invest in sneakers, turn around and flip those for twice what you paid for them. It's
mm-hmm,
so hard to do that with a car.
yeah.
Um, so, what do you think about um, people getting married for a business aspect? Like, for example, I don't know, your
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, because I think
You think that was just strictly business aspect?
I think when they first got together, it was more of a love situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as time went on, and he kept messing up, um, and kept messing up, and he
Yeah.
messed up some more. I think she saw the fact that it's still a better business arrangement for us to stay together than for us to go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and split up right now. Like they're a power couple.
Yeah.
Um, so there are couples out there that get married just for the business aspect. Like
Yeah.
sharing the bills, sharing the responsibility, and building that financial empire. How do you
Right.
feel about that though?
Um, I necessarily wouldn't be in marriage just for the financial aspect. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't choose someone that's financially irresponsible, you know.
Right.
Um, I feel like money isn't everything, but it does pay the bills. It get us what we need. Everything revolves around money. Um, but I feel like if you're gonna spend your life with someone, it shouldn't be just based upon financial. Um, like, do I love you? Do I have a good time around you? Do you make me laugh? Like, you know, can we travel and have a good time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine just tolerating someone because we financially like, are at
Right.
this
Stable.
status. Like, yeah. So, no, I don't really think that's cool. Cause it's like, are you really happy? Like we see all these celebrities and it's like, y'all got all of this money, but y'all be the main ones on social media
Mm-hmm.
arguing, doing all this, and it shows you that money ain't everything because y'all are miserable as hell. Like us regular people, we out here struggling, trying to make it, and y'all got more to complain about, and y'all the ones that got the money. So that
Right.
just show you like money can't buy you happiness. Like, so me personally, I would rather have true happiness and a real connection with someone, and part of that is finding someone that is financially responsible, like you was talking about earlier, like you always pay your bills on time. You know what I'm saying, like you not messing up, like you not have unpaid parking tickets and you messing up your car to be able to get you around to your job and your money. So even like with the debt thing, like I remember one time I was talking to someone and they told me like they had all this debt and they was okay with it. And I'm like, no. So as long as someone has a plan, of to either tackle the current debt that they have. They have a plan in life when it comes to their career, and we're both okay with it. But the biggest thing is like, do I love you? Can I see myself spending time? Because I don't know. I couldn't love someone just for money. Like I couldn't.
I
It just
I
wouldn't be
ag-
enough to satisfy me.
I agree, and I've sat back, especially during the time when I was getting divorced, and I was like, yo, the next person I'm with, yo, like what am I gonna do? Like what's gonna be
Yeah.
my next situation?
Hmm.
Because I love relationships. I enjoy relationships. I enjoy being married. Um, and I was like, what's gonna be my next thing? And there was a time when I sat back and I was like, yo, find somebody who just got it all and just like live off them. Just like like people been doing it all for guys for
Yeah.
years. Don't say just find
Yeah.
somebody who's got it made. And then I was like, but will you be happy though? Will you really be happy just having money? Because eventually, because if you don't have true love for somebody, you don't have true
Mm,
tolerance for somebody.
right. Yeah.
So any small thing that they do, you like, oh my God, I just can't stand you,
No.
but your money good. Like,
Right.
who wants to live in that type of
Yeah.
situation?
No. I
No,
I joke around. I joke around a lot, because I'll be like, I'm an entrepreneur, and so like sometimes I'll be like stressed out because like I'm always working, even on my off days. And I joke around, I always be like, I just need to find a rich husband. I just need to find a rich husband. But I wouldn't want a rich husband if it didn't come with loyalty, if it didn't come with like, him really being my best friend. It's just not enough for me. I've had men that try to talk to me that are very financially well off, and it's not, sometimes, no, I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes they can be a little arrogant, like, and full of themselves, where it's just like, okay, is that all you have to offer? Because you're fucking boring. I don't know. Like, so I personally just couldn't be with someone who, like, that's really all they had to offer. And it's just like about our status. Like, no, I need
like
happiness.
I see people who marry like celebrities and sports stars and then complain because they cheating. Well, they had everything. You had nothing. Like you brought nothing to the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Like they had everything. What the hell made you think that they were gonna sit there and be like, "Yo, this girl, when I found her, she was in the hood. She cute though, and that's all I need for the rest of my life." They're like, "Nah, there's 100 cute women out there who would
Mm,
all just enjoy being with me."
right.
So if somebody comes, and that leads to the next thing:
Hmm.
meeting somebody at the table that you can be compatible with.
Yeah.
So if you come to the table with 50 Cent and somebody got $10 million, chances are that person with the $10 million is not going to have the same appreciation for you. Now, if you got 50 Cent and somebody got a quarter or somebody got
Hmm.
75 cent, y'all can build. Y'all
Yeah.
can build together. But if somebody's already made it, they've already accomplished everything they want to accomplish, and you're coming to the table
I don't
going,
agree.
really? You don't think
No.
so?
Nope. You want to know
Oh,
why?
do
Because
tell.
I was going to talk about this today. I don't necessarily feel like when it comes to bringing things to the table, everything is not necessarily financially. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like if a man, has $10 million, we won't say that, okay? Um, but say, okay, so say a man has $10, okay? Say if I was to
Mm-hmm.
talk to a ball player or something, right? And we all know that that's not going to last forever. You playing ball or whatever. We just using this as an example. Like, he might not have the mind frame of where he should invest his money so that he still is well off after he's done playing. That's
Mm.
where I feel like a woman, even if I had nothing, what I'm saying, I could have all the ideas. Invest your money over here. You should start a trucking business. You should do this. To where it's like, you making money in your sleep. You have the money, you just didn't know where to invest it. Because some men, especially we're gonna speak ball players, like some of them go straight into the league, um, and it's like they don't really have the knowledge of good investments, to where it's like, boom, you done playing and now you're like fuck your money up and now you working a regular job like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to bringing things to the table, women can bring things, even though it might sound crazy, but women can bring things that are not financially like nurturing, it's just like support. A man might not feel supported by his own family, like where he came from, So I feel like a woman can bring you support. She can bring you those ideas. Um, she can, like we was talking about the last time. I feel like a woman can help make a man better, and it's not money that makes a man better. Because a real man, he out there getting the money, but do he know how to properly invest it? Does he know how to save his money? Does he know how to manage it? And sometimes women are better at those things. So like my grandfather, for example, he worked like 3 jobs and at a point in time in his life. He didn't want his wife to work, right? And so what he did was just give her all the money, and she was the one that paid the bills and she managed it. And even though she didn't work, which someone would look at it like, oh, you're useless, like you're not bringing no dollar to the table, but she actually was able to help him. Let him know. She was actually able to help him by her managing the money, even though she didn't. You would think she didn't bring something to the table, even though it wasn't financial. She was able to pay the bills on time. She was able to make sure the house got paid off by the time he was retired. You know, to where it's like they're retired and security's coming in, 2 retirement checks is coming in. You just got money stacked up. Your cars is paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like she made sure that by the time he retired, everything was taken care of in their household. To where it's like, okay, we don't have to go out here and work. Which some older people still have to do even after retirement age. And
True.
nothing that my grandmother had to bring him was money wise. It was, the ideas. It was the financial managing and stuff. So when it comes like, yeah, we're in 2024, women are working, we can bring money to the table, but women can bring a lot of other things to the table that is valuable. It might not be money, but they're very valuable.
So, mm, mm. It's very, very, not very often that I'm silent and tongue tied, but
I mean, I'm just being real
okay,
because I do
okay.
see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I worked at a job where like somebody I worked with used to play in the league, and then they lost it all. You know what I'm saying? And it was like they had some little bit of money left over, but it's like their wife was the one that was putting in business ideas to where it's like, okay, boom, we starting this business. It wasn't him. So I feel like women are good for things like that.
And someone in every relationship should be. So
Yeah.
someone should have a business mind. Um, Even if it's not gonna be a business that's gonna make us billionaires, um,
Yeah.
someone should definitely have a business mind, saying, let's put something together. And you're right. If a woman comes to the table, or if a man comes to the table, if vice versa. So if a
Mhm.
woman marries a basketball star, for example,
Mhm.
and she comes to the table with the knowledge and
Yeah.
know-how, but she just doesn't have the finances to make all of the knowledge that she has
Mhm.
come to fruition, then yeah, she actually, if she's bringing something really big to the table.
Right.
Um, or let's say a guy goes out tomorrow and he marries Jill Scott. Jill Scott already got it.
Right.
Like she's not worried about what you bring into the table. Now she don't want a broke man, but if she got a broke man who got good knowledge and know-how, and
Right.
says, well, okay, well let's put this business together and this business together. Let's buy a chain of Starbucks, or let's buy a
Right.
bunch of Chick-fil-A's. And she's like, well, I got the money, and the only thing that you need is the money, and the only
Mhm.
thing I need is the ideas. So now two people are working with each other on their strong points.
Right.
Um, but and I agree with you. I can't even find anything that you said that I could disagree with.
Yeah.
But
I
every
like
every
even
go
in
ahead.
some. Sorry, I'm not to cut you off. But like, even if someone does come, end up being with someone who has a lot of money, just like we sometimes people with a lot of money don't have any discipline either. And
Yeah.
you just said it yourself. You like cars. Can you imagine if you was a man that had $10,000? What type of cars you would have?
What? What?
Unnecessary non-investments. You know what I'm saying? And if you
Oh.
had a smart wife, she like, you ain't buying another fucking car. So
And
like
I'd
just
be
like
like, but I
women,
want to get another car.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it could be either way. But just like some women can have shopping problems, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Men can have shopping problems too, because a man with money could do just the same. You buying chains, you buying belts, you buying designer jeans, cars, who you know what I'm saying? And then if you cheating, you definitely spending money on. If you rich, and you cheating, you spending money on the side bitches
Yeah,
too.
you
You know
tricking.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you tricking
So
in a major way.
yeah, I feel like a good woman, a smart woman, she's valuable just in herself, like what she's gonna bring to you. So yeah,
And that I agree with. But if you go into a relationship, if you go into a marriage, first of all, I'm not a big proponent of any stay-at-home wife.
mhm,
That's not my thing. And the reason I say that's not my thing is because a
uh-huh,
woman should always constantly be building on her skills.
yeah,
Because God forbid if something happens to that guy,
right,
you are starting all over again.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
you're
not
absolutely right.
I'm not big. I watched my mom when I was growing up. You know, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked two, sometimes three jobs, just to take care of
Mhm,
the house because my father was the jealous type. So he didn't want his wife out there around nobody. Like he didn't want
okay,
his wife in the workforce because he didn't want no guy looking at his wife.
mhm,
I don't agree with that.
yeah,
Um, but he worked hard to make sure she didn't have to. Like
right,
he worked two jobs, sometimes, like I said, three jobs. I remember he worked on Amtrak, drove cab, and drove limousine. And I'm like,
mhm,
yo, if she get a job, like you don't got to do all of that. Like,
right,
if
yeah,
she go out of work, you can kind of just chill some days.
right,
But that wasn't his thing. But if a woman goes into a situation where, or a man, because it's not unheard of these days for a guy to say, you know what, I'm gonna marry into money. Guys do it too.
mhm,
Um, Women do it and guys do it too.
yeah,
There's guys that's married singers who had money and they didn't have nothing.
yeah,
Um, but if you go into that situation, have a plan to build for the both of y'all. Like you said,
right,
you know,
right,
she might be out there singing or she might be playing basketball or doing whatever, and she's bringing home the big money. But you taking that money and you flipping it. You know what I'm saying? You not
right,
I ain't talking about flipping it no damn drugs. You raggedy ass motherfuckers. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, like you building a business. You
right,
investing in something and you running
yeah,
that business while he or she is making the major money. You
right,
still got something to fall back on if that major money was to stop tomorrow.
right,
So
yeah.
you was
I
right
feel
there.
Yeah, I feel like two people, unless one person makes an extremely large amount of money, two people should definitely be working, especially if you have a house that y'all are trying to pay off. Like, it's so smart to me. Like, why would you just have one person paying towards a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage when it's like both of y'all come together, put your money together, let's get this house paid off. Y'all could potentially retire early. We traveling, we living life, we doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's like, it's up or whatever. But and then it's like if we talking about a couple that's like one person is making an extreme amount of money and then they tell the other person like, oh, you don't have to. I wouldn't necessarily tell someone because like even when I joke around, I'll be like, oh, I wish I had a rich husband. But if I had a rich husband, it's like it's in me to work. It's in me to do something. I could never be one of those women that just sit in the house all day. No, like I feel like I would probably more so like invest into like real estate or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Stuff that is like I'm making money in my sleep. So yeah, yeah, that's just how I feel.
Like I have a friend of mine who and I didn't understand it when it was going on, but
Mhm.
After it was when it was all said and done, I looked back and I was like, damn, like him and his wife was working basically 16 hours apiece. It was,
Mm.
and they would literally for years. I'm talking
Yeah.
2, 3 years. They would only see each other in passing because when one was coming off work, one was coming in the house to
Yeah.
sleep, and they would. And I was like, yo, how could that possibly be love? But
Right.
at this point, now they own 3 businesses. Um, they have 2 houses paid off. They gave one to her mother because her mother got a divorce. And they gave one to her mother, and they paid off their second house. So they burnt 2 mortgages already.
Okay.
Um, he owns a barber shop. He bought a nursing home for her, and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
light bulb. They was doing the right thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Because they invested in real estate. So once they invested in real estate, he was able to leave his job. Um, even if I had a rich husband, yeah, ASL, okay. Um, so they because the one thing that he knew, without a shadow of a doubt, she didn't know how to be broke.
Mhm.
Her parents owned a chain of grocery stores.
Okay.
So for her to be broke was pretty much that's cause for divorce for her. Like
Yeah.
she hasn't been broke all her life, and he made it so that they put in the work in the beginning so that
Mhm.
they can kind of coast later on. Like um, they don't work for anyone now.
Yeah.
They both have separate businesses. He opened up one of the houses they flipped. He turned into a nursing home. That's
Okay.
her business.
Yeah.
She manages that, but she don't have to work inside of it.
Yeah.
He liked to cut hair, so he opened a barber shop. They don't
Yeah.
have to work for anyone. Um, and when you have that kind of mindset, especially if you both had that mindset, oh no,
Right.
that's a marriage. Now that's the
Yeah.
marriage you want to work on.
Yeah.
It's marriage is not all about having fun. Marriage is work. Marriage requires a lot of
Mhm.
work. Um, you put more work into a marriage than you put in your car, definitely. If you
Yeah.
get your oil changed, your tires rotated, you do all the things to make sure your car's rolling, please believe you got to put that much work and more into a marriage.
Yeah.
Um, and it's crazy how it flip flops. At sometimes more women are wanting to get married than men.
Mhm.
And then it'll flop to where more men are trying to get married and women are just like, nah, fuck that. I'm good now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm making my own money. I don't need you.
Yeah.
Um, but like you said, finding that best friend, somebody who you could just chill, hang out with, whether
Right.
y'all are going out or y'all sitting in the house, y'all are having a fucking ball. And that's what
Right.
it's all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You have that ball from now until you get to the end, but it starts with that first date.
Okay.
If you can be real on that first date and ask
Mhm.
as many questions as you want to ask, if the
Mhm.
person has a problem with you asking questions, red flag, because they're hiding some things.
Yeah.
But if you can actually have a full blown conversation on that first date, that warrants a second date. If you can't, don't even do a second date.
Yeah.
And no sex on the first date. And if they can't answer questions, no date number two is the
Yeah.
way I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
um, when you start to build, you don't start to build when you get into a committed relationship. You don't start to
Mhm.
build when you get moved in with each other, and you definitely don't start to build when you get married. You
Yeah.
start to build when you're dating.
Yeah.
Um, when I first went through my divorce, um, I was out there dating. I was doing the app dating.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, no, I don't actually. I don't advise anyone to do that shit because
The dating apps.
yeah, no, I do not. Not
I don't
Tinder,
believe in that.
not any fish or what is it, mini fish, whatever the hell it is. None of that shit. Because
I've never done a
basically,
dating app.
what you're gonna find is a bunch of people that's out there who are starving more for attention than a
Mhm.
relationship.
Yeah.
And you're not, and I'm sure there are some success stories out there, so I won't make it a
Yeah.
blanket,
Yeah.
but there are more failures. Oh God, there was more failures than successes. I didn't find one person out there during
Mhm.
my whole time doing that dating that thing
Mhm.
where anybody seemed like somebody I want to successfully be with for the rest of my life. I
Yeah.
didn't want to be with some of them successfully for the night. It was just like, damn, like you are shallow as hell.
Yeah.
And
I
for some women that work because they find guys that are shallow. When you if you both shallow, then I guess that works. But no, that shallow don't work for me.
I've never done a dating app. It's crazy because I was actually talking about it yesterday to somebody. How like I just don't believe in dating apps. I don't know. I don't, and I'm not judging nobody because I do know some people that like have met their partner and they've been with each other for years on dating apps. But I feel like I would rather meet someone like more organically, like in a
Mm-hmm.
grocery store, at a gas station, just coming across someone's path in real life. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I always, and I want to say this because I don't want no one to get mad at me, and I'm not judging, but I low key feel like it's kind of desperate. That's just how I feel. But I do, I've heard people say that they do the dating app thing, and like from what I heard, like I've like one of my clients, he's a male, and he did it, but he was really just trying to hook up, you know. So I'm like,
That's what it is.
people,
It's a
yeah,
hookup app.
yeah, and people told me that. So I'm like, yeah, that's why I know. Like I've never even attempted to do it yet, but I know, like, yeah, that ain't for me. Like, you know, because yeah, um,
Like, oh, I could give you some horror stories about the whole dating app thing. Um, let's see, my BFF met her husband on a dating app, but I agree, not for me. Okay.
yeah,
So one of the many situations I've had, and I did multiple dating apps, and I was just
mm,
dating apps was my social media for a minute. You know, it was like,
yeah,
I'm a bounce around from this one to this one. And I met this young lady who during the texting time, oh,
mhm,
she had all the right things to say. Oh, we was chopping it up. We was having good conversations.
mhm,
And I offered for us to, let's meet up, to actually meet in person.
yeah,
And the first thing she said was, "Come over and I'll cook for you." And I was like, "All right, cool," because for me, I was thinking, works for me. I ain't got to buy you a meal. Like that's
yeah,
a no brainer. Um,
mhm,
like ladies, sidebar, ladies, have a guy take you out. Have a guy take you
yeah,
out. If a guy's not willing to take you out, don't even indulge the conversation. I digress. But
yeah,
so I go over to her house, and when I get to her house, like she has on kind of a nightgown. Nothing see through, nothing revealing, but it's still a nightgown. You're still in night clothes.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And the first thing that she says is, "Don't think because I'm in my night clothes that we having sex." And I'm thinking, oh, we're definitely having sex. Like,
Especially because she said it.
like you already put the shit in the atmosphere. Oh, we're having
Right.
sex. I don't give a fuck what the hell you cooked at this point. You could have made hamburgers and French fries, and that would be a great meal for me because I'm having sex tonight.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the evening, she cooked a really nice meal and all of that. Which at that point I'm thinking, oh, she's trying to show that she's wifely, but you're not wifey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh, you can do wifely things, but that don't
Mhm.
make you wife material.
Yeah.
Um, and so needless to say, end of the night, we end up having sex or whatever. And then after we have
So y'all
sex,
did have sex.
and I was separated at the time. I wasn't divorced yet. I was separated, and she was like, "Oh, so once you're finished with your divorce, then we can move further." And I'm like, Shorty, what makes you think I want to move further with you? We're good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've reached the pinnacle of where we should be. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We've
Yeah.
reached our
Yeah.
plateau. You lied at the beginning, because if I'd have walked in the door and you'd have been like, look, I cooked a hella meal. We gonna have sex. I'd have been like, ow, Shorty, a freak with it. I like freaks. We could be a freak together. But to sit there and be like, don't think because I got on a nightgown that we're gonna have sex, then you would have put on some damn sweatpants then.
Right.
Off topic. Proud of you, Bridget. Oh, here we go. Oh, proud of you, Bridget.
Thank
I've watched
you.
every episode. So it's dating apps are not dating apps. They're hookup apps. They're basically
Okay.
MySpace from back in the days. That's all it is.
Mhm.
It's just a different
Okay.
MySpace.
Yeah.
When you meet somebody, you hook
Well,
up with them, and that's it. Tell me you remember
I'm glad
MySpace.
I'm no, I was on MySpace, yeah.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I was in
I
my
said,
MySpace was kind of came out. Somebody said, "Nah, it's AOL chat rooms." I remember that. Too. I was a kid though, but like me and my friends used to play on that. But MySpace, yeah, MySpace kind of. I don't know if it came out, but it was a big thing when I was in high school. That was like our
mm-hmm.
first social media.
Yeah.
But we got into a few fights off of MySpace, So I'm like, let me chill. But yeah, I never did the dating app. I don't really see myself ever doing it. And now that you told me, because other people have told me like it's just like a hookup thing. Like I'm glad that I've never attempted.
Yeah,
Um,
don't.
yeah.
Especially for any woman out there. And I know I'm fucking up some guy's game right now. But for
Hmm.
every woman that hears this, do not do the dating apps. It's a hookup app. Now, if that's all you want to do is just hook up, by all means, that is casual sex at its best.
Yeah.
But if, like you said, organically finding somebody who you want to be with, running into somebody in a situation that you normally wouldn't run into them in, that's a relationship bill.
Yeah.
And hopefully a marriage bill.
Where do you feel like singles can go outside of dating apps to potentially, like, I wouldn't say the club, but like where do you feel like people can find people?
I have a really good answer for that.
Go ahead.
Go to the place that you enjoy going to by yourself.
Okay.
So go so if you like going to the museum, go to the museum by yourself. If you like
Mhm.
going to the movies, go to the movies by yourself. If you like going to watch a musical, go watch a musical by yourself. Don't take your girls with you, don't take your boys with you. Go by
Yeah.
yourself. Because when you find that person who's also doing it by themselves, they wanted to be there with somebody as much as you did, and now you
Mhm.
found each other. You also
Okay.
found somebody who is passionate about what you're passionate about.
Okay.
Um, if you like the club, I don't know how this is gonna work for you in a marriage, but by all means, go to the club by yourself and find somebody who's clubbing by themselves. If
Lord Jesus.
I'm not saying that's gonna build a marriage, but y'all gonna have some fun though. Um,
Yeah.
but go places by yourself and
Yeah.
meet people. Um, but go places that you actually enjoy. No fronting, no no I'm just going because I'm trying to meet somebody. No, go because you actually enjoy it. Um, and if you happen to meet somebody there, chances are they enjoy it as well. Or they
Yeah.
fronting, but it won't take long to figure out that they fronting. It won't take long. Because the
Yeah.
next 5 times you say, there's another art exhibit that I'm gonna go to, and they sitting there going, I'm gonna sit this one out, then they're not really into it like you are.
Yeah.
But if they're like, yeah, I heard about the same art exhibit, I had already got his tickets. Oh, y'all are match made in heaven. But
Yeah.
don't if you don't like clubs, don't go to a club and try to find somebody.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy being at the club, but I've never found a successful relationship at a damn club
Yeah,
ever.
no.
I've had
Yeah.
some extended relationships
Mhm.
because we were having fun. But when the
Right.
fun ends, it's not it's just not the same. Hold on, dating apps. Oh, dating apps are weird. Yeah, you're right. Um, like why would I want someone to know how many miles I'm away from them? Yeah, or swiping past. Yo, definitely. And I hope you're a dude. I don't want to offend nobody, but yo, Aunt for sure. Um,
Mm.
oh, that's Ange. I'm sorry, Big Ange.
Yeah.
It's a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Big
Angie.
Ange. Yes, big facts. Um, you shouldn't have to swipe left or swipe right to find love. Like you shouldn't. That's not finding love. That's finding ways to use your iPhone. That's not finding
Mhm.
love.
Yeah.
Um, finding that organic that I stumbled onto love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Um, when you fall into a relationship, literally, like you
Mhm.
wasn't even planning on it, and you just found somebody who kind of just works for you. My bad, Angie. I'm sorry. My bad, Angie. But when you find somebody who you just kind of stagger into, and y'all kind of just kind of fall into each other's arms, so to speak. And I know that shit
Mhm.
sounds corny and cliche, but the shit
Mhm.
happens. It really
Yeah.
does happen. And when you do that, you actually find somebody who, if y'all just gonna sit around the house for the weekend, y'all are cool with sitting around the house watching movies for the weekend. Or if
Yeah.
y'all want to just jump up and be like, you know what, fuck it, let's head down to the beach. It's the weekend, and
Yeah.
y'all cool with that because y'all are compatible.
Mhm.
Um, I know technology has done a lot of things with for a lot of people, but I don't think it finds compatibility. I think compatibility is still found in the heart. And I know that's kind of
Yeah.
corny. That's my corny moment, everybody.
No,
Guys, don't
it's
throw
not
shit at me
corny.
or whatever. But
Mm-mm.
finding compatibility, you still find that in the heart. Like when you find somebody who you can laugh, joke, giggle with, act stupid with, ladies fart around. If you cannot fart around your fucking man, find another man. I'm telling you, fuck that shit. That is the litmus test for a relationship. Fart around a nigga. I'm talking about a
Oh
nasty
shit.
fart. I ain't talking about one of those poo, I toot, No, I'm talking bust ass. Let that shit go. If that nigga's still there, that's your man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's the dude
shit.
that's like, if he laughs at that shit, y'all good.
Okay,
Um,
Angie got a good question. She said, "Do you find compatibility with certain zodiac signs? Do you believe in zodiac signs, Dawn?"
I do, I do.
I do too. I'm heavy on it.
Mm. So yeah, so zodiac signs are huge, and yes, I do believe in um, finding compatibility in zodiac signs. However, you have if you're gonna do it, you have to dive deep into it because somebody who is at the beginning of the sign may not be the same as somebody at the end of the sign. So if you're gonna actually find out if you're compatible with a zodiac sign, you have to look at the full spectrum of that zodiac. Um,
Hmm.
I'm a February Aquarius, but January Aquarius is a different for me. So shout out to our man Q because like we're both Aquariuses, but we're different Aquariuses.
Yeah. Do you know about like birth charts and stuff like that, Dawn?
So I don't know about birth charts. I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
Okay, so a birth chart is basically like it determines um because they say basically you're more than one zodiac sign. Um and basically you figure it out by like your where you were born at, male or female, and exactly what time you were born. And basically it
Mm.
can determine who you are as a full human being. So it might be like, okay, the inner you is Aquarius, but when you're in love, you act like a Pisces or something. Or it might be like when it comes to
Mm.
financial, you act more like a Leo. You know what I'm saying? So, I they basically say, what she say?
Oh
Where's
my
her
God, not a
issue?
Taurus, y'all mean. Not all
Taurus?
Tauruses are mean though.
No. Um, but yeah, so like I feel like reading someone's full birth chart can determine like how compatible you really are. But I mean, no one's ever going to tell me that it's not a coincidence that like it be two people. Now, it is rare moments where like you have two signs that it's like they're not normally compatible. But I usually ask people all the time like, "What's your sign?" And then I'll be like, "What's your boyfriend sign?" or "What's your girlfriend sign?" And they'll tell me, and it's always the compatible sign. You know. So I think that's why like I'm a Cancer. Every Cancer not gonna be the same because according to your birth chart, you might act like a Leo, when it comes to friendship or in love. So they
So,
have apps though that like you can tell you your birth chart. And then if you're dating someone, like they can do it too, and it will actually tell you like how compatible y'all really are.
I, so, first of all, I can't let this pass. Shout out to my Aquarius sister. You know what I'm saying? Um,
You
yeah,
okay?
I'm big on Aquarius. Um, so so I've never done the whole birth chart thing. I like the way it
Mhm.
sounds though because it takes your sign a little deeper
Yeah.
because when you were born, so you might be this sign, but when you were born within that sign may have a huge difference in who you are as opposed to
Mm.
just saying that sign.
Right.
Um, so I like that, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
dig into that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do a whole show on compatibility of signs. We gonna put that one right
Yeah.
there on the books. We're gonna
I
do
like
the
that.
sign compatibility. I like that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, because it
we
makes
have to
everyone
we have to find
completely
what we're
unique.
looking for.
And like me, me and my mom actually have the same exact birthday. So we're both cancers. We were born on the same exact day. But so it's a lot of things that we are alike. But she is different. And I be wanting to know what other zodiac sign she is because I'm like, it's far from like a water sign. Um, she's definitely not as emotional as I am. But everyone's personalities can be different too. But I could just tell that we are different in some aspects.
Like you're the same sign as my sister, um,
Okay.
and I'll definitely say y'all a lot alike. Y'all a lot of, very much alike. And not every I had to pause because y'all are that much fucking alike. Um,
Yeah.
but you have to you have to really dive deep into if you're gonna use zodiac sign to find your soulmate. oh, oh, let's say add some things on top, add some layers on top of that. But that might be a good start because
Mm,
like I'm a patient person.
mm,
I have a lot of patience. I'm a February Aquarius. We have a lot of patience. Now, at the same time, even though we have patience, we like things to be black and white. Either it
okay.
works or it don't work. There's no maybe. There's no let's try and see what happens. We like yes or no.
Yeah.
Um, January Aquarius is a little bit different from what I've known. No, they still are pretty much black or white, but it's black or white within their scope. Either it
Hmm.
works for me or it does not work for me. And Angie, if I'm wrong, let me know. Oh, wait. Ooh, who's a Scorpio? Oh, you freak. We gonna move on from that.
Somebody they said I'm gonna skip that show because y'all not about to tell me that me and my the love of my life ain't compatible. I feel that way. Like even if I was to meet someone who's not a compatible zodiac sign, I wouldn't like just straight write them off because I know that regardless of someone being like a compatible zodiac sign with me, everyone has their own personalities too outside of zodiacs, you know. Um, but I don't know. It usually, you know, sometimes that zodiac stuff be like on point.
It be spot on. And like
Yeah.
So Angie agrees with me. Like she's a January Aquarius, and it is very black and white. It's yes or no, but it's yes or no within her scope. So
Yeah.
what maybe yes or no for everybody else is a different yes or no for her.
Mhm.
She's not understanding on your yes or no. She's not gonna sit there and be like, well, maybe your yes might be right and my no might be wrong. No,
Yeah.
yes or no for Angie for a January Aquarius is really, really. We done jumped off into something totally different, but that's cool. Let's rock with it.
Mhm.
Um, but it's so different when you look at someone who's yeah, my scope is better. Yeah, Ed, you're right. In
Mhm.
your world, your scope is always gonna be better. Um, but it's yeah. Let's definitely set aside that show. Let's talk about zodiacs and how people need to start there. Start
Yeah.
with personalities and
Some
how
people
certain
don't believe in
personalities
stuff
work.
like that. It's crazy.
They're crazy. I believe in it.
I do
Um,
too.
Everybody has their strong point. And your strong point derives from a couple of things. Your strong points derives from who you are, which your zodiac sign definitely says who you are,
Mhm.
and who you've been around.
Yeah.
So it's nature and nurture. So there's a lot of women who have been around who mother raised them and said you don't need a man for nothing, and they
Mhm.
live by that. But their
Yeah.
personality might say, you know what, I don't need a man for nothing, but I need this man
Mhm.
for everything I want.
Right.
Um, and there's guys like my dad. Rest in peace. But my dad was the perfect storm of this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, and
Mhm.
don't do anything that I do. Like my dad was um my dad was all about don't put your hands on a woman, but he didn't mind putting his hands on a woman. Like
Yeah.
that type of situation.
Yeah.
Um my dad was like, don't be out there hoeing. My dad was a hoe. So
Yeah.
sometimes you catch more than you taught. So it goes by nature, which is your zodiac sign, um, and then nurture, and how those
Yeah.
two things stack on top of each other. Um, I know Cancer women are very, very, very self sufficient. Um,
Okay. I thought you were gonna say something negative.
no, nothing negative. Very self sufficient. Misers, in a sense. They'll spend your money before they spend theirs, for sure.
You
Um,
think so?
oh hell yes. Oh
No,
hell
that
yes.
must that I think that varies by person then, because that's
They'll
I
spend
trust
money
me,
on
me.
you. They'll spend money on you. But if you both go out somewhere,
Okay.
they'll spend your money first, and then they'll spend your money.
That has to be a personality thing.
Um,
Cause you gotta think, me and my mother is born on the same exact day. We're both cancers. So I was born cancer. So and I know a lot of cancers. That's not really in our nature is more so like well, that's what I'm saying. So I don't feel I feel like it's not a trait of a cancer. I feel like it's a personality trait between someone. Cause in my nature, no, I don't depend on people to pay for things for me. Like I don't.
Mm,
But
that's
I think that's just
different for a Cancer
how.
woman. That's
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a Cancer thing. I think it's just like that might be that person's, their own personality. I don't think that's necessarily something that like all cancers do, you know, because I feel like me and my mom are like, but it might be just something that I was just taught to be like, take care of yourself when you go out. I don't
mm,
expect people to like pay for me unless I go on a date. I'm gonna let a man be a man, but it's not like I'm not one of those women that like I wouldn't treat a man to something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel. She said, I agree. Their bosses.
damn, Don,
Damn,
they
dog.
spending
They
money.
spend your money. No, like I don't know man that I've ever dated can ever say that like want you to spend all your money. Cause like I'm the type that like if a man date me, you treat me, I could treat you, but I think that's just how I was raised. I don't think that's necessarily a cancer trait. But what other traits do you feel like us cancers have?
So Cancer women are very strong-minded, very
Mhm.
strong-willed. Oh
Mhm.
my God, very strong-willed. In some instances, it's their way or the highway, but that's a Cancer. That's a Cancer's trait across the board, men and women.
Yeah.
It's their
Yeah.
way or the damn highway.
Mhm.
You could like it or love it, but it's gonna be my way. Um,
Yeah.
that's oh my God. I've grown up with two cancers, a July Cancer and a June Cancer, and that
Okay.
was both of their fucking traits. My dad was a July Cancer, and my little
Mhm.
sister's a June Cancer. Bottom line, if you don't want to do shit my way, that's cool. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. That's it. Bye. Um, Cancer women love hard,
Mhm.
but they love with a finality. So if a guy is ready to get on board with everything that they want to do,
Mhm.
if a guy is ready to get on board with the way that they want to live their life, they'll ride with you forever. But as soon as you want to
Yeah.
get off that train, by all means, bye,
Yeah.
bye. Yeah,
People
we'll move
people
on.
think that because I feel like cancers like we're very loving people. Like I feel like we love like you said we love hard. And to some people it's like I feel like cancers can get walked all over. Like if they're in the place of the wrong person, people can take advantage of the love we have. But people's biggest mistakes is thinking that we won't walk away,
Mm-hmm.
because we're so loving, but we really
Yeah.
will. And almost to a point where like we'll hold a grudge, like fuck you. Like
Mm-hmm.
so it kind of comes out of left field where people like what? Like, they don't ever see that coming. So I feel like that's people's biggest mistakes is thinking that we're just so nice that it's like we'll never stop being nice. Like no, like we're mean, that's the side that I feel like people don't, want to bring out of us. But someone said my dad was a cancer. He was very generous. We are. I feel like cancers are
Oh no,
very
cancers are
generous.
very generous.
Yeah,
Yes.
we love
Oh,
taking care
they'll.
of. We're nurturers. We love taking care of people, like
Mm-hmm.
in any way that we can.
I told you,
But I
my dad was a cancer, and he would rather work
yeah,
2 or 3 jobs than
yeah,
have his wife work one.
yeah.
So
And you said like you said your dad was a cheater too.
yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah.
See, so that's the different trait. And I talk to a lot of like, cancer men about this. But that's the trait that's different between cancer men and cancer women. Because cancer women are very loyal, where cancer men, if they're not mature enough, they will continuously cheat. That's their
So for
biggest downfall.
so
Because
for
they're
cancer
they're
men, right?
family sorry,
It, it,
they're like family men, so they value like family and marriage and things, but I feel like they'll still cheat. That's
so
why even though
they value the family aspect, but they're still conquerors.
yeah,
So in their mind, as long as I'm taking care of my family, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Now, what
yeah,
I do outside the house is that's me. That's on me.
Yeah.
but I have to take care of my family first, and that
Mhm.
is a strong male Cancer trait. That is a strong male Cancer trait. Like it's like
Yeah.
I will take care of my family. I will make sure that my check comes home. The
Mhm.
house is taken care of. But my
Yeah.
portion of that check, if I want to go trick that shit off on 5 different women, that's on me. That's my thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. So
And that
that's wow. Let's see.
she said not too much on my daddy.
No, that's not just your dad. That's my dad
Mm.
too. My
That's
dad.
just
My dad
cancer
was a Cancer
men.
man.
Yeah,
That's
cancer
Cancer
men.
men.
Yeah, that's what they and I know a lot of cancer men and that's one thing they will not deny. You know, that's why like cancer women, we can date other water signs like even though like a cancer is not like the biggest compatibility with me or a Scorpio. Um but I think that's why like a cancer woman and a cancer man can't mix cuz it's like we're big on loyalty but y'all don't give loyalty, you know. Um So
So
it's
it's
like can't two cancers together. It's like meeting somebody who's like yourself, but it's like you gonna go out here and play with me like when
right.
we both expect
Mm,
this, nigga. Like you dumb as shit. So
yeah.
I'm not a big fan. I love cancer men as friends, but I'm not a big fan on like I don't want to say that because it's like you never know, but I'm not a big fan on like feeling like a relationship could work with a cancer.
So Ange, if you're still on, what has been? Oh my God, I feel like we're jumping into a whole nother episode already, but we gonna expound on it. Ange,
Yeah,
what has been your compatible sign so
as
far?
an
If you're still
Aquarius.
on, as an Aquarius woman,
Probably a Sagittarius or another Aquarius.
so Aquarius and Aquarius works because they're two givers, so they kind of work towards giving. Um, oh, her guy's a
She's a
Virgo.
Virgo. That's different. Yeah, that is
Wow.
different.
That's wow. That's
That
odd
is
and it's
different.
different.
It is
Shout
very
out to
odd.
y'all relationship, and I'm gonna pray on it because
No, and
y'all
I
relationship should
know
build.
Angie. I know Angie, and I feel like she do have a very solid relationship. She been with her guy for a while, so that is a little different.
Um, so
But it's like that's what separates that birth chart though, because it's like her boyfriend, he's a Virgo, but he might have some Sagittarius or something in there, like how he loves. So maybe that's why it does work, you know.
so one of the reasons that a Virgo and an Aquarius works very well is they're two
Mhm.
thinkers.
Yeah.
Um, so they're two people who look at things very analytically. So stupid things to if somebody says something stupid around them, it's gonna be stupid to
Mm.
both of them. Um,
Yeah.
it's they're very analytical thinkers.
Matter of is
My my son
I'm
is a
sorry.
Virgo. Go ahead.
Is Angie or May, I don't know. Don, do you know, is a Virgo one of y'all compatible signs or no?
I don't know, but we're gonna dive into
Okay.
that because
Because
we're
now
gonna
that I
find
think about it,
compatibility.
my homegirl, she's a Virgo and her husband is a Aquarius. So that might be one of y'all compatible signs. I don't
That
know.
might be, and it
Yeah.
basically Virgos are very analytical. My brother was a Virgo. My son is a Virgo, and they like to take shit apart and find
Mm,
out what's deep inside of it. But that's also an Aquarius trait.
yeah.
They like to dissect when you're talking to an Aquarius, they're dissecting your whole conversation. They're finding out what
Okay.
works, what don't works, where you lying at. That's an Aquarius trait.
Yeah.
So I can see a Virgo and Aquarius working for that reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and she
have
was also raised by a Virgo.
mhm.
The plot thickens. Ange, make sure you tune in for that show. We gonna talk about that whole compatibility between sun signs. But then you got moon signs. You got so many signs.
Yeah.
You got like you said the whole birth situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's find out what makes relationships work and what don't. And her best friend is a Virgo. Yeah, that's your sign right there. Yeah,
Hmm.
you're with your sun sign.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're definitely with the person you're supposed to be with. We gonna find the person that Bridget's supposed to be with too. We gonna find
I'm
that
supposed to be,
perfect
according to
person.
my whole birth chart, I'm supposed to be with a Pisces. So where y'all at?
Mm, a Pisces. I've
I
never
never
been
been
with a
with a
Pisces.
Pisces. I
Me
never been with a
neither.
Pisces neither. I've been,
Wow.
I like I feel like one of the most compatible signs that I've been with is like a Taurus, really a Taurus, and Cancer.
So I've been with a
I've dated
Taurus.
one Virgo, just
I've
dated.
I've never dated a Virgo. Um, I've dated a Taurus successfully. I'm dating a Taurus successfully right now. Um,
Okay.
I've dated a Capricorn successfully. We bumped heads, but we bumped heads in good ways.
Okay.
Um, trying to think of my successful relationships. Fuck, I can't think of anybody else's birthday. Um, but so definitely Capricorn and Taurus has been successful
Mm,
for me. Um, because I like a woman who stands on her business and is willing to challenge me, but not in a
mm,
disrespectful way. Like challenge me to think on a higher level,
mm.
but don't be disrespectful with it.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know. Um, so we got a Taurus in the house. We got a Pisces women are bossy. Yeah, Pisces women are very strong-willed. We won't say bossy. We'll say strong-willed because I think that everybody has a positive trait to what other people might think is a negative.
Hmm.
Taurus women are go-getters. Oh, they
Yeah.
will go get whatever the hell they have to do. Cancer women, and I know I keep throwing this back to you, but you my co-host, so I'm gonna keep doing that.
It's
Cancer
okay.
women will get everything that they need and want, and if anybody gets in their way, they will basically either walk around them or step on them. Just depends on the woman. Just depends on the
Yeah.
Cancer woman. They will step on to walk further, but they're more than willing to walk around you so they don't hurt your feelings. But if you stand in the way, they will definitely hurt your feelings and step on
Yeah.
you. Let's see, I have a Pisces and an Aries BFF, and a Scorpio. Oh, these
Angie,
names are
she
mixed
said,
up.
"Do y'all want to get married?" I don't know who is she talking to.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know if she's talking to the girl.
Ange, who you
But
trying to set up?
yeah, Dawn gonna get married. You gonna
I
get
am
remarried,
definitely,
right?
I am definitely gonna get
Oh, she
remarried.
said the host.
Oh well, so Bridget's like my little sister. I can't marry her. That's incest.
I don't
Yeah.
know if she was talking about you. You
No.
stupid.
So
No, I'm kidding. She's just saying in
um
general.
so yeah, I'm definitely gonna get remarried. I actually love marriage.
She said
I
not
know,
together,
Edge.
obviously.
I was messing with you, Edge. So yes, I definitely want to get married. I implore anyone who finds the perfect mate to get married, but don't stop working on that marriage. Like
Hmm.
don't think that because we were compatible on day one that we're still going to be compatible on day 888. Like you got to continuously work on it And you seem like you found, you know what I'm saying, somebody who works well for you. Work on that marriage every. Hopefully, if you're not married yet, get married. And work
Yeah.
on that marriage every day. Um, I look forward to being married again. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and if I can give any advice to anybody, it's find your best friend, and as soon as you do, marry them.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
Edge, give me his number. I'll reach out to him. I'll let him know, yo,
mhm.
he got a winner and quit
It's
playing.
coming. It's
But
coming.
it's coming. But let him do it
Hmm.
on his own time.
Yeah.
Um, and he's a Virgo, so his own time is not your own time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his time is not your time. But by all means, if when you find somebody who you can rock with truly, um, stop looking at what social media tells you is a perfect
Mm,
marriage.
yeah.
Because most celebrity marriages is not they marry in based on the fact they're in the same circles. So don't let that be the basis for marriage. Like marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed being married. I look forward to being married again. Um, when you can honestly come home from work, if you work outside the home and you come home and you understand that that's your peace within that four walls, that's a beautiful thing. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
better than that. So that social media thing cut me deep. Which one? Which social media thing
She
cut you
probably
deep?
saying she probably saying like not don't look at social media to get your idea of what marriage should be.
Yeah, yeah. That's not optimal marriage. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I will definitely be 100% honest. When it comes to marriage, the less you put on social media, the better your relationship is doing. Yeah, I see everyone getting married. Yeah, you're right. But let me tell you, from somebody who their marriage was big on social media, and when I got divorced, everybody was like, "Oh my God, y'all apart?" Yeah, because you put your happy times on social media, but you don't put your bad times on social media.
Yeah.
I'm 31, not married, no kids. I'm waiting. It's hard. Yo, so
Angie,
commend you for.
we in the same boat. The only difference is that Angie actually has her partner. So it's just being patient, honestly. You know, you can't make a man, do something that he feels like, should is supposed to be on his time. But I feel like it will happen, and it'll be worth the wait. It's all on God's
So,
timing.
Angie, tell your man to watch this show and look at the benefits of being married.
Mm,
There's a lot of guys who look at, oh, everybody I know they got married got a divorce. Don't. I know a lot of people who went to who went to good restaurants and didn't have a good time, but that don't mean I don't want to go eat there. So marriage doesn't work for everybody, but if you and your mate have been together and y'all are rocking hard together, the marriage is really just it's not just a license, but it's also you all making sure that you are taking care of each other if God forbid one of you leave this earth. So marriage is a lifelong thing. It's something that you build up to and you build on, but it also carries you through the rest of your life. Um, so Ange, tell your man to watch this show. As a matter of fact, tell him watch it till the end because I'm gonna give him his best advice right now.
yeah.
If you have a woman that is by your side, on your side, and is not judging you for the things that you do, marry her. Marry her today. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. Don't worry about what everybody else has gone through. but just look at who you have in your corner, because the person that's in your corner right now is the person that's going to be in your corner later on. So, um, to Ange, man, my dude, yo, go ahead and marry her. If she rocks with you the way it looks like she's rocking with you, go ahead and get married. Like, and I'll even say at this point, if y'all been together for so long, bypass the whole damn engagement thing. Like, get married. Go ahead and get married. Give her the ring. Get married. Not just because she just wants you to, but because you know that if you fall, she is there to pick you up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is a therapy session. This is a little deeper than we planned on getting, but we knew this
Yeah.
topic was gonna get deep. But when you Andrew, when you came on and you started talking about certain things, it sparked things. I have been married, um, and I don't believe in that whole we've grown apart situation. Some people get married apart in the beginning, but when you have somebody and you are already in the same boat with them, by all
Hmm.
means, just build on that. Get married, build on it. Um, Tomorrow's
And
not
this is,
promised,
yeah,
and you know we gotta appreciate today and appreciate today with the person you love. But
yeah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead, Bridge.
No, I'm just saying, like, Don is somebody who's been married and going through a divorce, but he still believes in love, still believes in commitment and marriage, So I feel like it's some good advice. Um, yeah.
Marriage is not for the weak. It's not. It really
Yeah.
isn't. But when you find somebody you could be strong with, yeah, that's golden. I'm telling you, when you come home, Angie, this is for your man. When you come home and you've had a hard day, and your lady is sitting there with a drink on the counter or a drink on the table or a drink for you, just knowing you've had a rough day because of your conversations throughout the day, I'm telling you, that is much better than your boys telling you, fuck that job, quit. Because that's what your boys are going to tell you. But your lady's going to tell you, you know what? I know you had a rough day and I got you.
Yeah.
That's a good woman. When you got a good woman standing there, oh, get married. Get married. Stop playing around. Because I'm telling you, the dating pool is full of diarrhea right now. You know, like there's
Hmm.
nothing out there. There's not shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
Don, don't say that because I want to get married.
So we gonna find you a really really good man. But but for you, it's got to be a strong man because cancer women don't deal with weakness well. they
Fuck
don't
no.
they don't deal with weakness well. Um,
Yeah. No, yeah.
like it's just when you when you can really present your true self, fuck your representative. When you can present your true self to somebody and they accept that,
Yeah.
that's a lifelong relationship right there.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
Um, so many people will get into a relationship with their representative, and I've had those relationships, and their representative they're good. Oh, I'm this and I'm that, and then you get a year or two into the relationship, and you're like, your representative was bullshit. Like that,
Yeah.
you're none of those things.
Yeah.
But America, Bridget is a good woman looking for a good man, and
Not you try. Not you try to find me a husband on here.
I'm about to find you a husband on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can see how good of a woman, first of all, she pretty. She pretty. You know what I'm saying? She good on the eyes, And then on top of that, she got her own business. I'll sell you. I will sell.
Don't sell me.
I'll put you out there to let you know, let guys know. But
No,
she ain't fucking with
and
none of
I,
the
f-
wrong
I,
guys though.
no, no, I'm chilling on that. But I feel like Angie, I feel like in the midst of you waiting, um, just keep working on yourself. Um, if you believe in God, um, keep getting closer to God, keep praying on, you and your future husband. And I feel like on God's time, it will happen and you'll look back and see why it happened when it was supposed to happen.
So Ange, how long have you and your man been microphones and everything? How long have you?
Thank you, Angie.
Can you hear me?
You probably got it. I don't think she heard. Oh, 5 years.
5 years. Okay, 5 years. First of all, 5 years. Y'all have gotten past all of the preliminary mask. So y'all have gotten past that. So how long should we wait for a proposal? Ooh. So the proposal is always gonna come when it's supposed to come. So sometimes the proposal is basically just him making sure that he has the right finances.
hmm
Um, which, if any guy is waiting for the right finances, you will never be in a financial place to propose. Just buy her a ring. Get her a ring, and if you got to upgrade that ring every single year for the rest of y'all marriage, do that. You don't have to get her the biggest ring on the planet. That's for her friends. She
Yeah.
don't give a shit. She does not give a damn how big that damn ring is. Upgrade it every year. Every
Get it
anniversary, upgrade that
financed if
ring.
you have to.
You know what I'm saying? Do that. But don't finance a ring longer than 2 years.
I don't know too much on
Because
that, but I'm just saying.
because you should be getting married within that 2 years, and then you gotta finance your wedding band too. Come on now.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
how big the diamond is does not express how big your love is.
Yeah, no. But I
Um,
also don't think that the excuse of, oh, I want to buy her the right ring is the reason why you're making her
yeah,
wait,
that's not the reason to not get engaged.
Yeah.
Um, but we gonna have a part two. As a matter of fact, let's do it next week, Bridge. Let's do a
Okay.
part two to this. Um, let's do a part two to this, and we'll tie in the whole zodiac next week.
Yep.
Um, Ange, Nicole, um, we had somebody else. Oh, where you at? Oh, Ray, my bad. Ray, I appreciate y'all all tuning in and dropping, your questions, your comments. Um, Tune in next week. We're gonna talk about the zodiac signs. We're gonna talk about how long should you wait before a proposal. That's big.
Mhm.
Um, so we're gonna carry this marital conversation next week, and we're gonna dissect it a little bit. But
Yeah.
until then, we appreciate y'all. My
We do.
co-host. If y'all haven't noticed, if any guy that tunes in, my co-host is beautiful, um,
Thank you.
and she wants to get married. So if you come into her inbox, don't do that if you ain't trying to get married. She ain't playing with you. She don't play.
Mm-mm. She don't play no
Um,
games.
but this is the threesome show, and
Yes.
us two and our everybody that's been in our comments has been a part of our threesome. So we appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Um, it's all love. Tune in next week. Oh, somebody else said you're gorgeous.
Yes, thank you.
um, so tune in next week. We're gonna dissect the whole marital thing. We also gonna dissect the whole zodiac compatibility.
Yep.
This show is about to we about to build on this show. So until
Yeah.
then, it's enough love. Good night,
Yes.
everybody, and be easy.